that I've built my list. I'm a single dad. That's my situation. Okay, so he's a single dad. He's an affiliate of a product online. It's a healthcare product.
Okay.
And the people that come onto his list, he wants to understand how do I communicate and segment my list so my story appeals to them. So I think it's a really good question, because at the end of the day, he's a single dad. He's got different pains. He's got different frustrations. He can communicate those to people that understand that. A single mum won't understand the same type of pain, right? Because she's got different needs and desires, right? So how do you communicate with your email? Because it's a catch-22 situation. I mean, you're doing internet marketing to leverage, but these people are strangers, you know, without having one-to-one communication. How do you communicate so they relate to you without you actually being there?
So I think that's a great question. First of all, before I answer that, I'm a single dad too. I've raised 4 kids. I did actually build my business while being the primary caregiver of 4 kids for a time.
Wow. Okay.
So I understand some of those frustrations and pains and fears and things that, you know, when you're trying to build your own business, that can really creep up and be a hindrance and scary at times. So I commend you for being a dad and stepping up and doing what you needed to do. So I'll go ahead and answer that question now. So how do you relate to people on your list? Well, it's actually a matter for me of authenticity and just truly being yourself. And really the thing is that you've managed to build a list, so to some degree you must be doing something right.
Yes.
But to really create a connection with that list, it's important for you to create dialogue. And whatever dialogue that comes, or whatever form that dialogue comes in, could be surveys at first, just to find out what their problems, needs, fears, desires are. It could be engaging them on social media. So you might send an email out and ask them to answer questions or participate in social media or discussions. Might be creating a group in Facebook just for your list, so you can actually create that controlled area where you can create conversations. But ultimately, human beings have the same needs. And so they were on your list for one reason or another. So if you get back to the reason that they joined your list in the first place, that's absolutely going to be your best start. And then when you're communicating with them, do it as if you were communicating as a single dad, not somebody who's got something to sell. Do it as the single dad and the person that you are. Do it with a great deal of care and concern, and have your own personality shine through. My personality is very quirky. It doesn't, I piss off a lot of people in my emails. When I was writing my emails, which I'm kind of one of the first times I'm admitting this publicly, I rarely write my own emails anymore. But when I did, I would absolutely create kind of a draw a line, and there would be people that loved me and people that hated me. And I'd rather be hated than forgotten or ignored. And so that's something I've always lived by. So being authentically me, and it's kind of funny that I'm saying that when I'm saying I'm not even writing my own emails now. I do approve every single email that goes out on my behalf, and sometimes I give feedback on, oh, can you change this?
Yeah.
But in my interactions on social media, in my interactions on webinars and stuff like that, where I'm actually showing up, I'm being myself. You know, I've got, you know, sometimes I'll have kids that pop in and say hi, and you know, it's just I am who I am, and everyone's got their own public persona, and then they've got their, you know, day-to-day, this is who I am persona. And sometimes they like to really isolate those. And it's really important. I mean, to be in business, you have to have a degree of professionalism. You really do. But you can also, the more you you are truly who you are, and you create less separation between your business you and your real personal life you, the less separation there is, and the more real and authentic you are with people, the more you're going to relate to them, the more they're going to want to be around you, the more they're going to feel like, wow, this person's just like me. They're not like anything super crazy or special. And so I say that being authentic and just being you and sharing stories about what happens with your kids when, you know, as a single dad, you have stories and things that you go through every day, even little funny things that happen that you can tie into whatever the message of the day is or whatever you're selling. So just being authentic and taking that authenticity of who you are and combining it with your communication. And that's going to go a long way into helping you to get increase your conversions, create that relationship component, which is probably missing. And then the dialogue too, creating that two-way street where your best people, your best fans can interact with you and discuss and, you know, compliment and send you hate mail or whatever the case may be, but just really opening up the channel of communication and having fun with it.